Welcome back to the Janaea Netball Centre for round 11 of the Opens Premier League. Tonight on the show court we've got GWS Fury up against the Panthers. It's 3rd v 8th. And while the Panthers have only won one game this season, you can see they've got smiles on their faces. They're a happy side looking to play for each other and build towards next season. And despite their spot on the ladder, still very eager to get a win on the board. Meanwhile, the GWS Fury need to win games. We've got 4 games left, including this one before the semi-finals, and they're currently tied with the North Shore United and also the Stingrays in 3rd, 4th and 5th. The only thing keeping them at the top of those 3 teams in 3rd place is goal percentage. So they need to win, and they need to win big. So this game is probably more important for them tonight than the Panthers. A pretty star-studded team too. They've got some Super Netball and A&L players making up their side, whereas the Panthers, with a couple of niggly injuries, relying on under-23s players to help them get through the rest of the season. But Caitlin Begley, with the ball in hand for the Panthers, is going to start us off for round 11. To Di Bartolo. Now to Mentis. In the pocket now. Spilling it and on the ground. You can see it's going to be physical early on. No contact called. Play allowed to continue. And the Panthers do get a penalty shot here through Di Bartolo. First on the board. Frokatic. Back to Mann. O'Keefe. Coming back to this transverse line to reset. Quick work from Mann to O'Keefe to the pocket, and now to Chrissy Bryce, that target at the back. Missed shot. It's a nervy start from Fury, but they get the goal in, and now we're 1 apiece. Strong pass. Di Bartolo to Mentis, and now a loopy feed goes up. Nakunde finishes the job. Mann with a cut and drive. Oh, and a step goes against Anne Frokatic. Loose ball goes the way of the Panthers. Begley to Russell. Strong to Di Bartolo. Through that middle channel and up in the air. Makunde misses. Straight on it is Yongi. Call goes against Russell. And Cassie Radford with a penalty here for the Fury. Can they level it up? Swinging, O'Keefe. High in the air to Bryce. And she's got no trouble taking them to 2. Mentis with a fake. Comes back to Tavita. Russell to Makunde. Quick work to Mentis. This Panthers side is here to play tonight. Di Bartolo sneaking out at the back. Down low now. And up and through that net. Frokatic long to O'Keefe. Shortest player on court, but great in the air. And now on the baseline, Frokatic finishes the job. Di Bartolo coming back to Tavita, feeding straight to Makunde, cutting out all the middle players. And the Panthers are eager to score quickly here tonight. O'Keefe unsure where the centre pass should go. Ends up with Cottle. Frokatic coming back for Radford. Now O'Keefe pushing Frokatic into that pocket, guiding her where to go, and Bryce pulls the chain, nails the shot, takes the Fury back level. Mantis coming cross court to Begley. Di Bartolo drawing a penalty. Radford now called outside. 2 shooters inside that circle. 1 foot in. Di Bartolo throws a no-look hip-high pass to Makunde and she finishes the effort. Impressive work early from this Panthers outfit. O'Keefe looking back, then going to Frakatic in front. Mann. Low flat pass to O'Keefe. She comes back and now into Chrissy Bryce. 1 for 1. Pretty even contest here so far, and Makunde just edging away from Iongi, who had a really tight hold on her. Nice work on that rebound too. Not bowing down to pressure. And the second shot is good. O'Keefe to Frakatic. She returns the favour. Now Mann just inside this goal third. Draws a penalty for the Fury. Russell out of play. Frakatic coming out. Swings to the pocket. O'Keefe, high flat pass. And Frakatic straight through that net. 6 apiece. Call goes against the Panthers on the centre pass. And Radford looking for an option. Ran out of time. Pressure got to her and gave it straight to the Panthers. Di Bartolo. Always eager to go straight to Makunde, who's on her own now. Tips of the fingers. Rakes it in and then puts it up through that net. Mann to O'Keefe. Strong shoulder pass to Frakatic. Long loopy feed. Chrissy Bryce adds another. Who's going to break the deadlock here? Mantis to Di Bartolo. A long feed. And Iongi probably needs to float a little bit off Makunde. Confuse the space more. Quick work from Fury. Marching straight to that post. Price converts. 8.5 to play, 8 apiece. Begley to Mantis. Quick work over the top, but it ends up with Iongi. Radford on her own. Iongi now to O'Keefe. On the edge of the middle third. Mann, strong overhead. Coming back for Frakatic. Avoiding the fingers of Begley. And O'Keefe finds the pocket. On the edge now. Down low. Frakatic using the ball. Just allowing it to get closer on that right-hand side. 9-8. Mann to Frakatic. O'Keefe, quick work to the fingers of Frakatic. Now up in the air, Price. Doesn't have to move much. She's just holding a strong position at the moment. Di Bartolo straight out for the centre pass, and a cut and drive from Mantis sees her find space. Waiting for Di Bartolo, balancing on the edge, she finds Makunde. And there's no problems for the Panthers. Fury did go back-to-back before though, 10-9. So they've got a little lead. Eager to push it out here. O'Keefe, strong, in the air to Bryce. And if Bradley can look at the ball rather than Bryce, she might be able to hunt for an intercept there. She'll need to go aerial and up, but it's not undoable as the Panthers mix up the communication with the feed and gift the Fury another chance on this back line. Radford to Iongi. She spills the ball but remains inside her goal third. Not out of play. Backing up the other Fury players. Strong pass O'Keefe to Bryce. And with a bullet pass like that, it'll be hard to intercept. See the Fury players on the bench. O'Keefe to Frakatic. Mann looking over the hands of Russell. She finds Bryce way too easy. That was pinpoint accuracy with the feed. And doesn't Chrissy Bryce know it? Smiles all round. Mentis trying to pass to the chest of Bartolo. But now they're swinging to the pocket. Makunde just edging back for that space. Too easy for them at the moment. O'Keefe to Man. Friketic feeding straight to Bryce. Missed shot. Easy rebound. And all of a sudden the Fury up by 4. 14-10. Where did that lead come from? Couple of mistakes from the Panthers. Another here goes the way of Fury, with a chance to make it 5. Awkward pass from Iyongi comes off, and now right up the other end in the pocket, Man comes to O'Keefe. On 1 foot, she looks to feed to Bryce. And with a double pump, Bryce makes it 15. So for a game that was going 1-for-1 most of this first quarter, all of a sudden, the Fury have come up with a 5-goal lead. Can they make it 6 here? They do. Bryce, the player with the most goals on board so far. Mentis. Look at Makunde, arm up in the air. Was ready for the feed. Di Bartolo though. Looks like there's going to be a penalty. Yes, just in the pocket. Down low with the feed. And Makunde with a free penalty shot or pass here. Four minutes to play in this first quarter. Friketic coming back to Cottle. Now long they feed. Shooter to shooter. Nice work from GWS Fury as they hit 17. Mentis to Di Bartolo. And that feed to Makunde still happening overhead. So that combination's working nicely for them at the moment. And until Iyongi can come in and take an intercept, I think they should keep sticking with it. To Vida, to Mentis through traffic. Di Bartolo overcooking the feed. Iyongi on that back line. Radford to Iyongi. Running hard now, Cottle coming upside that outside channel, and long and high they feed to Chrissy Bryce. We can watch this all night. The Fury 18-12 lead by 6. Mentis with a front cut to find space for the centre pass. Now running backwards. Helping out with that second phase play. Tips to the fingers. Makunde hangs on to possession. Now Di Bartolo with a free shot or pass. Missed. Radford hangs on to the ball. Oh, unfortunately loses possession. And so Makunde with a nice easy shot under the post brings the Panthers back within 5. 2 minutes 10 to play before the first break. Cottle hastily looking for the next option. Now on the transverse line, just over the top of Begley to Man. O'Keefe in the air. Chrissy Bryce through the net. Quick work from the Panthers. Excuse me. Di Bartolo on top. No look pass and it doesn't come off. So you can be too tricky here and complicate things. The Panthers just head back to simple ways. Conversion might come a little easier for them. Iyongi to Cottle. Radford to Friketic. Man waiting for O'Keefe to come forward. These time drives from the Fury are brilliant. And now Friketic with that arch back. A beautiful technique that sees her through the hoop. Straight out for that centre pass. Now back to Mann. Heading laterally. Cottle finds Mann. Inside that circle, Freketic finds it way too easy to head to Chrissy Bryce. Of course, Bryce played for the Super Netball Giants in the first 2 years of that competition, but this year elected to go to New Zealand instead. She's been playing with the Northern Mystics. As Makunde misses the shot, and Yongi's on the crumbs. Now with a penalty pass, Cottle to Mann diagonally. They head to Freketic, keeping that line. Back now to the midcourt. Radford to Mann. Strong passing here, and Chrissy Bryce uses the post with ball in hands. It is a contact call though. And 22-13, the Fury have a nice lead here over the Panthers at the first break of round 11 on the show court. Don't go anywhere. This clash will continue very shortly. Heading out for the second quarter, the Fury lead by 9 goals, 22-13. And we're seeing the Panthers use one of their under-23s prospects in Annalise Chadraoui in that goalkeeping bib. That's the only change for them. Meanwhile, Fury remain unchanged. Nice contest in the air then between Iongi and Makunde. Makunde getting the better and through that hoop. The Panthers eager to score and get this deficit down. Man to Freketic, quick work to O'Keefe and that flat, hard pass to Chrissy Bryce. They're going to keep using that all night. Begley to Mentis. Over the top to Di Bartolo. Coming back, they find Begley on the edge with a little fake, then a flat pass. And now Makunde just underneath that post. Steady, reliable for the Panthers. You see Petty Talanoa on the bench. One of their key defenders is out tonight, unfortunately, with an injury. She's just been playing for Tonga in the South Pacific Games in the Cook Islands, and it will be used as a qualifier for the next World Cup. So Samoa, who beat them in the final, and Tonga in the mix for the Netball World Cup next time round. In South Africa, as we see Radford with a brilliant intercept. So just repeating, Petty Talanoa getting a silver medal at the South Pacific Games. Well done to her. Fake from O'Keefe. Works for the Fury. And Bryce is able to find some space behind Chadraoui. High five between the two shooters. Di Bartolo to Begley. Over the top. Coming through. Iongi went hunting. And she's just caught outside now. Coach is just talking to Tian Bradley, telling her she's been caught watching. Get back in the game. So watch this space. O'Keefe to Cottle. 1-2 again, they combine. And now Freketic feeds into Chrissy Bryce. Lovely work. Mentis to Di Bartolo, reaching in the air. Hip high pass, feeding in, and now Makunde with a loopy feed. Will shoot the goal to take them to 17. There's a lot of players up in that function room that just played in the under-23s match. So it looks like it's a Fury celebration up there tonight. Each week, one of the clubs gets to invite all their feeders and their home association in to watch some Premier League, to have a little chit-chat, get together. See the coaches of the Fury on the bench there. Jenny O'Keefe, the head coach, is also assistant coach at the Super Netball Giants team. And their assistant coach, Nadia McDonald, won a premiership with the North Shore United under-20 side last year. Di Bartolo trying to feed to Makunde, and it goes fair and square to Iongi. Nice vision from the young New South Wales representative. She played under-19s this year at the Nationals. And that strong stance from Chrissy Bryce. Under-23's Chantel Gaston on screen, just fixing a sock up. It's good to see that she's watching on. It's important that the under-23s learn from the open side, and that's one of the reasons that this Premier League is set up this way, and that under-23 players should be able to feed into that open side as time goes on, as we see with Chadraoui today in that goalkeeping bib. Bouncing low, Mentes to Di Bartolo. Now Begley coming laterally. Oh, quick work with the hands. Brilliant feed into Makunde. And things are moving really smoothly here for the Panthers. 31-18. They just need some more goals on the board. Nice work from Beckley, smothering the ball, but Fury hang on to possession. Coming through now. Again, a messy passage of play, but Fury hanging on. And a laugh from Bryce lets them know it's okay. Nice to see her enjoying a netball. In the air, Begley now to Di Bartolo, top of the circle, bouncing low, getting the ball off Mentes. And although she's missed the shot, she's going to get another chance here. Rolling in. The Panthers score back-to-back. 32-19. Man, flat, hard to Bryce. Pretty sure that's Jamie Mann's partner on screen. Watching on in the cold. Makunde, strong in front, takes the Panthers to 20. Some more friends of the players and family making a cameo on screen. Frakatic swinging now to O'Keefe in the pocket. Reaching up, Bryce grabs the ball. Nothing but net for her tonight. The accuracy's been really good. Running out for that centre pass is Mentes. Now she finds Di Bartolo back to the transverse line. Coming again, Mentes loses the ball, regathers. Now feeds into Di Bartolo, who's a fair way out. But has no issue at all converting. That was a brilliant shot. Man, laterally to Frakatic. Coming back into the mid-court, Radford finds O'Keefe. Now pushing into the goal third. Frakatic feeding to Bryce. And although the feed wasn't completely accurate, the strength of Bryce as a shooter with her body doesn't matter. Means they hang on to possession. Di Bartolo to Mentes. Long bomb into Makunde. And with feet tippy-toeing on the edge of the line, she grabs the feed and converts. Frakatic to Man. Over the top now. In the pocket, they swing. O'Keefe looking straight at Bryce. And Bryce, only eyes for the net. Di Bartolo to Mentes. Through traffic. Back to Di Bartolo. Now in the air. Youngie just apologising to the umpire there. It's been a really good contest tonight between the shooter and the goalkeeper. Fairly evenly matched for height. Man, strong overhead to O'Keefe. Frakatic. Oh, quick work from Man. Straight into Chrissy Bryce, who's seeing nothing but net tonight. And look at the smiles. This Fury team is one happy side. Di Bartolo swinging. Begley finds Makunde, and she has to step back to get some distance from the net. 37-24. Big difference, but this contest is still living up to Premier League standard. O'Keefe lets the ball go down low, and Frakatic just edging towards the post with a penalty. Penalty the Panthers' way in that mid-court, straight to Mentes. Di Bartolo, again, a fair way out, just electing to get the job done herself, and why wouldn't you when you have such great accuracy? And our friends in the blue jumpers are coming back down to watch this Opens match. Hands from Begley spoil the party for the Fury. As the lights turn off on their function up the back. Throw in on the sideline. Tian Bradley laterally to Begley. Strong to Di Bartolo. 1 foot inside that goal third. Now feeding. Makunde has front space and a nice hold. And Di Bartolo going to finish the job with a penalty. Only in the second quarter, and there's a pretty big lead for the Fury here, but the Panthers aren't letting it get them down. Iongi keeping the ball in play. Wow, that was really impressive. The young Waratah showing the skills she's got on court. Man to Bryce in the air. Nails the shot straight through. And the Fury are edging towards 40 now. Man, long to Freketic and straight to Chrissy Bryce, who does take them to 40. I'd love to see her shooting stats tonight. And it is incredibly hard to defend someone like Chrissy Bryce because not only is she tall, but she's strong. As we see Yongi coming up with the ball for the Panthers, straight back into their hands though. Mentes around the body, taking a penalty now. Coming back to the edge. Oh, hands from Iongi. Disrupting the play, but sailing over the back line. Oh, and Di Bartolo. I think they've called her up for a step there or foot on the line. Either or. Anyway, Fury ends up with possession. Radford reaching in the midcourt. Now she goes to Man. Inside the goal third now. Freketic. Straight into the hands of Celine. That's her sister. Annalise Shadrawi, both of them playing Premier League. Strong flat pass, Russell to Di Bartolo. Mentes bouncing to Di Bartolo. Now in the pocket, Begley to the top. Finding Di Bartolo in that goal attack bib. And swish, she heads straight through. So that was all off the efforts of the young under-23s player in the goalkeeping bib. Annalise Shadrawi. Freketic coming out. Cross court. Over the top. Man swinging. Great pass. Favors returned at the top of the circle and circle. Shot taken by Freketic. A nice triangle completed there by the Fury attack. 41-27. It's a pretty big lead. But the Panthers still showing plenty of flair. Di Bartolo just setting Makunde up nicely there. Cottle to Man, using the outside channel. Now they switch right to the other side of the court, and Bryce coming out, finds some space, finds the rim of the net, and the ball pops through. They hit 42. Just under 2 minutes till halftime. Mentes, hard flat ball to Di Bartolo. And Makunde, looking up at the net, helps the Panthers edge towards 30. O'Keefe overhead with a little pass to Man. Now Freketic running forward, feeding into Bryce. And that connection has been super strong tonight. It's rarely been disrupted. Young netball fans. Lovely work, Nalini. Makunde. Man straight out for the centre pass. Feeding straight into Chrissy Bryce. So Fury wasting no time. And these young girls in the crowd are entertaining the other watchers, the other spectators. Di Bartolo with that penalty shot has really stepped up in this quarter. Not afraid to shoot long range. Cottle. Forward. Fury pushing towards the post. And I'm pretty sure you can see Celine Chadraoui up behind the post watching her sister in the Panthers goalkeeping bib. So she plays for the Stingrays. Nailani Makunde handing the ball straight back to the Fury, and at halftime they're up 45-31. A big difference that the Panthers will be needing to try and mow down in the third quarter. Just 2 quarters left in this game in round 11 on the show court at the Genea Netball Centre. The GWS Fury leading 45-31 by 14 goals over the Panthers right now. As Megan O'Keefe steps into the centre circle. Oh, and wasting no time at all. They go straight to Chrissy Bryce at the back. And the crowd loves it, especially those young girls in blue. Mentes coming back to Bradley. Over the top now, Begley, and they find Nkunde. Up and through. O'Keefe to Mam. For Kadik, again feeding straight to Bryce. And Chad Rowie just getting some praise from the Panthers bench for challenging the ball. Pretty close to that rebound too. Di Bartolo, long ball to that pocket, and now Begley feeds back to her. Just noticed Tilly McDonald in the goal defence bib too, so super netball player for the Giants. Still pretty young herself. Man, overhead to Friketic, and then long ball to Bryce. Balancing on the tippy toes, shot missed, and the ball ends up with Chad Rowie, and aren't the Panthers bench happy? Chad Rowie with a throw in. Charlotte Lowry. Now to Begley. Bradley to Lowry. Overhead. Begley. Oh, tries to go to Mentis in the pocket, and she's copped a pretty heavy knot from Iyongi, who was just going for the ball. Now GWS caught outside. And Di Bartolo, with a little flick, takes the Panthers to 34. Missed shot, Mokunde backing up. Annabelle Marshall has also come on for the Fury in wing defence. She only turned 21 last week. In the pocket now, man to Friketic. She's got a free shot here. So in chatting with Megan O'Keefe, the head coach of the GWS Fury, ahead of this match, she was saying that many of these Fury players could actually feed into the under-23s team. They're of that age. And so the fact that so many of them are playing up in this Opens competition and dominating in third spot is really impressive. O'Keefe overhead to McDonald. Strong pass, but it goes straight through the hand of Man. Chad Rowie taking the penalty here. Laurie to Bradley, running hard, getting the ball back off Begley. Looking to head into the goal third. She's an assisted option here, and held ball. 3 seconds gone. Marshall, cross court to McDonald. Friketic, too easy, over the top of Bradley's hands. And into Bryce with a second chance here. Fury 1 goal off 50. Mentis out for the centre pass. She finds Di Bartolo and Mokunde. Nice work over the head of Iyongi and her own. Takes the ball and puts it up through. Friketic to O'Keefe. To Man looking overhead. Had eyes on Friketic, but passed it straight to Chrissy Bryce, and now their goal attack has ended up with it. Sinks another. Begley to Di Bartolo. Just laughing at those young girls in blue. Begley Probably had about 4 cracks at that ball in the air to hang on to possession. Persistence paying off for the Panthers as Makoonday finishes off her efforts, taking the Panthers to 38 with 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. Man to Frakatic. Tibia tips of the fingers. And Bryce given a penalty inside the circle here. Double pump, up through. Bartolo to Begley in the air, returning the favour. Top of the circle now, Mentes goes straight to Makoonday. And in front, she won't miss. So Mentes has been copying a little bit of a hammering tonight. It's been quite physical, the contest against her, and she's stood up to the challenge really well. Hit the floor a couple of times. Chrissy Bryce again in front. Far too strong tonight for this Panthers outfit. And switching straight from a smile to poker face. So knowing when to celebrate and when to act serious. Hands on hips now, off shot. Begley looking to feed. Call goes against Fury. And Iongi was pretty upset with that one, but that's the way it goes sometimes. O'Keefe waiting for an option. Tries to go to McDonald. Comes off the hands of Bartolo into Man. That was lucky. Right place, right time, and on the tips of her toes, Bryce converts. Takes the Fury to 53. Lovely straight hard feed from Mentes into Makoonday. So some really nice passages of play from this Panthers outfit, who are really building now, trying to get themselves sorted for next season. Battling a couple of injuries as Frakatic faces up to another goal. Overhead, Mantis looking to feed. Iongi did get there first, but the ball ends up with the Panthers. And just through sheer luck, they convert again. Man in the air for that centre pass. The Fury socks proud and pulled up. And now at the edge of the post, Chrissy Bryce again gives the girls in blue something to sing about. Bartolo bouncing to Lowry. She's been playing for the Opens the last 4 weeks, coming up from the under-23s to help out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bartolo and Mentes. Shot missed. Persistence from Makoonday sees her end up with the ball and through the hoop. In the pocket, overhead pass to Frakatic. And Fury starting to build a really nice tally that should help their goal percentage. I mentioned before, ball won by Man. Jamie Mann standing tall for them. Through the hands of Tilly McDonald and into O'Keefe. Frakatic, no problems feeding to Bryce. Ball comes back. It's a call against Charlotte Lowry. So Man to Frakatic. And now inside the circle. Bradley out of play. Over arch at the back from Frakatic and around the net before popping through. Oh, Lowry hitting the deck there. Little limp, but looks to be okay, dusting herself off. And Bryce adds another. Ball won by Frakatic. Nice transition from offense to defense. Up in the air, she feeds to Chrissy Bryce. Beautiful passage of play from the GWS Fury. They hit 59. O'Keefe wanted to go back to Marshall. Instead, Man pops forward, and Frakatic just looks straight to Bryce. No need to look anywhere else. Fury hit 60. Overhead, Di Bartolo forced to go to Makunte. And stepping in, that was a nice effort from her. Looks like she's happy with it too. Cross court, McDonald. Now to Man in the pocket, who has to jump up in the air and reach. Frakatic on the baseline. Some of the spectators just having a good chat. Panthers reach 45. Just over 4 minutes to play before the final break. Frakatic to Man. Edging, trying to go back to the transverse line. Panthers pick up an intercept through Charlotte Lowry. Mentes coming back to Lowry. Now to Di Bartolo, and they try to feed Yongi straight on it. She disrupts the play and the ball heads over the back line. Looking up at the other courts, there's a strong game between North Shore United and Central Coast Heart playing out, where United lead 41-39. That's pretty close. As Di Bartolo fakes the shot, instead dishing off to Makunde. Sparks are leading the Stingrays 38-26 on another court. And Sapphires, they're currently down to the Eastwood Ride Hawks, 46-39. So the only game really close tonight between United and the Heart. That score right now, 42-39. I think that shows there's just a big divide in this competition with some of the teams. Some of them impacted more by injury and A&L and Super Netball than others. Over the top now, edge of the circle. O'Keefe smoothly to Bryce. Man, long high. Nice work. Mentes to Lowry. Begley inside the goal third. Moving to Mentes. Now feeding from the pocket. Iongi got a hand to it first. Di Bartolo popping forward, finding front space as the Fury defenders gang up on Makunde. Nice work by the Panthers, who are able to turn it on so quickly when things are going well. Less than a minute 30 to play before the final break. Mentes to Di Bartolo through traffic. Now Begley goes overhead, tries to get to Makunde. Ball comes off Iongi and into Tilly McDonald's hands, but call goes the way of the Panthers. Frakatic to O'Keefe. Stuck for an option, so it goes back to Frakatic. Now Man pops backwards. Feeds to Chrissy Bryce, who with a strong swing finds O'Keefe in the pocket, and she finds Frakatic. 64-49. The Fury potentially able to score big tonight. Oh, and a mix-up again between these two shooters. Communication just lacking in some passages of play tonight. Marshall to McDonald. Long to Frakatic. Up in the air now, Bryce. Standing next to Chad Rowie. Panthers bench shelling out really hard now. Oh, and Chad Rowie. All that yelling has given her some confidence to take an intercept. Makunde converts the effort, but goal is not counted as the clock winds down. So 65-49. A 16-goal difference heading into the final break. And we'll be back to call the final quarter on Bar TV as soon as these players are back out on court. Just 15 minutes left in round 11. The GWS Fury leading the Panthers 65-49 by 16 goals at the final break. One change for the Fury side with Mann and Dokey switching from wing attack to centre. Meanwhile, Panthers have brought Brittany Berry on in wing attack. And Tavita back on in that goal defence bib with Bradley back at goalkeeper. Mix up in communication. O'Keefe's arm's not long enough as she gives a little grin to let Man know it's okay. And a good 15 minutes here from the Panthers would be A nice effort from them to finish it off, although call goes against them here. McDonald just taking the penalty. Long ball in the pocket. Freketic straight into Chrissy Bryce. And it was a dangerous option, but it paid off. With Bradley out hunting. Berry coming back to Tavita. Now heading to Lowry. $16 still the difference. Berry in the pocket now to Di Bartolo. And call goes against Macounde, so a win for Claire Yongi from the Fury. In the air now McDonald. O'Keefe coming laterally. Freketic looking in but coming back to Mann instead. Now O'Keefe into the pocket. And a lovely feed from Mann goes straight to Chrissy Bryce, head height, which is pretty tall. So the placement from both O'Keefe and Mann have been really smart tonight. And here's, Tilly McDonald tried to do the same. Lucky Freketic's backing her up. The Panthers almost had hands on that. Di Bartolo to Berry, who's driving back hard on the transverse line. Lowry to Di Bartolo in the air to Macounde. And through the net. Panthers calling out, get this one too. So pushing hard. Oh, wow, Tavita. Great vision. Stealing the ball straight from the Fury. They were in a huddle and she just read the play better than any of the Fury players. Penalty just inside the goal third. Berry to take it and wing attack. Trying to go straight to Macounde, and Iongi says no way. Guarding the post at the back. She'll get the throw in from the sideline. Marshall, cross court. Now Mann, looking overhead. She finds McDonald, and they go laterally, or diagonally rather, to Marshall. Freketic to O'Keefe. Quick work between her, back and forth. And now in the pocket, Freketic with a front cut, fronting space, 1-2, edging towards that post. And the Fury just one goal off 70 now. So still 11 and a half minutes to play before the end of this game. And I mentioned before that the Fury do sit third, but they're tied on points with North Shore United and the Stingrays in 4th and 5th position behind them. So goal percentage and also wins is really key at this stage of the season. With only 3 games after this before the semis. One lady there's got her Fury jacket as a blanket. You can tell how cold it is in here tonight. And Bryce just proving too strong for the Panthers defenders. Really struggling to get inside that goal circle. Persevering though. Di Bartolo setting up a lot of play. And now feeding into Macounde. $17 goals difference as Marshall looks into that goal third. Mann finds Freketic really quickly and then over the top to Bryce. Smooth, effective, wasting no time. And that's where the noise is coming from inside the Janaea Netball Centre tonight. One of those girls was even hitting herself on the head. I'm not sure that's the most effective way to make noise. Also give yourself a headache. At least they're having fun. Macounde baseline shot, spoiled by Iongi. She knew she was so close then. And looking up at the other courts, the Fury are definitely going to record the highest score tonight. So United and the Heart back level on 49. That's really interesting. Good matchup up there. Meanwhile, the Sparks lead the Stingrays 42-32. 10 goals difference. And the Sparks are leading the Sapphires 54-51, so 3 goals there, that's tightened up. Macounde in front here on the show court with 9 minutes on the clock. How high can the Fury go? Oh, coming out hunting is Tian Bradley. Haven't had a lot of highlights tonight, but that's a good one for the Panthers. And you've got to take the wins, as small as they are in a game like this. Begley to Di Bartolo. Berry running through as a decoy, and Di Bartolo always had eyes for Macounde. O'Keefe coming back to reset with Marshall. Larry out of play. Now Frakatic inside, swings to the pocket. Man, overhead, goes to Frakatic, who jumps up, takes hold of the ball, and knocks it down. Running out, Di Bartolo. Draws a penalty for the Panthers. To Vida now to Di Bartolo in the pocket. And inside this goal circle, Iongi's tried everything tonight. Been called up for plenty of contact and obstruction, but she is trying hard and has come up with some brilliant intercepts. Frakatic to Bryce through the net. And this Fury coaching staff on screen now can relax, knowing their team's got the job done tonight. Hoping they can notch up as many goals as possible in these final 7 minutes of play. O'Keefe asking the troops to come forward. Drawing a penalty there too. And now Bryce converts an easy feed overhead. And these fans have had so much to cheer about tonight, they're out of energy. Just sitting there watching, trying to keep warm. The Fury being very dominant. Up at the moment by 16. And so heading into this quarter, there was 16 goals difference. So as Iongi takes a rebound here and forces a turnover, I should say, for the Fury. At least the Panthers know they've been able to hang on to that same margin that existed at the last break in this match. Because really, Fury has the potential to make this margin much bigger than 16 goals. And they've made plenty of mistakes here too tonight. They have been the stronger side. We've just seen another on screen. Playing advantage here, the Panthers pushing up the outside channel. Now into the middle. Oh, and Iongi just challenging Macounde. But it looks like she might have been hit in the face. Hope she's okay. We're just watching her flex the jaw. Berry to Macounde, who's taken front space. And takes the Panthers to 61. So looking up at the other courts, the Panthers have got a pretty big deficit here against the Fury. But they've scored more goals than any of the other teams up on the other courts. And yes, those games might be a little bit tighter, but the fact that they've scored 61 goals against an outfit like the Fury is impressive in itself. Those other games, United 54 over the Heart, 53. Sparks leading the Stingrays 43-36. And on the far court, Hawks 59 lead the Sapphires 52, so they've pushed their lead back out. Fury swinging on the edge to Mann. That was an unorthodox pass, but it came off. Bryce straight on her rebounds, missed shot. These girls just getting louder. I wonder how much sugar they've had tonight. It's a school night. But maybe they'll be stuffed by the time they get home and their parents will be happy with that. 77-62, the Fury lead the Panthers. As the time ticks down in round 11. Bradley so close to taking an intercept then. Centre pass turned over here. McDonald shimmies away over to the penalty spot. 1 foot inside that circle now. Fraketic swinging to Mann to the top and straight to Fraketic. Lovely triangle completed. And set up by the goal attack herself. 1 goal off 80, the Fury. This match will help their goal percentage tonight as Bryce leaps up for the ball and does get that 80th goal for the Fury. Berry to Di Bartolo. Overhead now, Makunde. Can't hang on to it. But there's been a contact call. Iongi out of play. Di Bartolo happy to take it. Missed. Comes off the hands of Iongi. Oh, and Marshall juggling the ball. Couldn't keep it in play. It spills over the side. And Panthers with the throw in here. 2 bright shoes on court too. Berry and Marshall in that matchup. Not only competing for ball, but for best shoes on court, I have to say. Very similar, pink and orange. Mann to O'Keefe. Overhead to Mann with a little pass. Fraketic now coming back to the centre. Edging in towards the post, getting closer. Missing. Bryce ready to put her arms up for that rebound. And now the Fury hit 81 with 1:45 on the clock. Deflection from McDonald goes over the side of the court. From the right side now to Vida, throwing into Lowry. Begley to Berry in front. Coming back. Lowry again looking for Begley. Di Bartolo looking straight for the shooter. Now she emphasises the contact. McDonald has to stand out of play. Both defenders now out of play as Makunde has free range at the hoop. 81-64. Just a minute left in round 11. Quickly looking up at those other courts. The Heart leading United 57-56. Sparks 47 over the Stingrays 36. And the Hawks 61 lead the Sapphires 57. So I'll watch that United and Heart court as this game itself ticks down too. Makunde 1 foot inside that circle. Offloads to Berry now coming through is Di Bartolo. Shot missed. Iongi on the crumbs. Overhead now. McDonald. 28 seconds left to play. The Fury pushing here through Marshall to Mann. Fraketic driving forward hard to the ball. And an easy pass between the shooters sees them hit 82. 15 seconds left. A Panthers centre. Di Bartolo strong hard overhead to Makunde. Loopy shot goes in, and with 3 seconds on the clock, that might be all we have time for tonight. 82-65, a massive win here for the Fury over the Panthers. And with 3 games left to play, those points are crucial. There's 17 seconds left in that other game between the Heart and United, who now have a 59-57 lead, the Heart. So 2 goals, Sparks and Stingrays all done. The Sparks won that match 48-36. And on the far court, the Hawks, still with almost 2 minutes to play. I don't know how they can be so far behind. 62-58 as our Fury and Panthers players here huddle on court. And that game between United and Heart all done now. The Heart coming away with the win by 2 goals. So we'll grab one of the Fury players and wrap up this round 11 match in front of the camera for you very shortly. Don't go anywhere. Huge win here for the GWS Fury over the Panthers tonight in round 11. We've got Ange Frakatic, the goal attack, here to wrap things up with us. Ange, that was a really good win for you guys, and I know that on the ladder you were tied with some other teams, so the goal percentage is key for you guys as you head into the semis too.
Yeah, of course it is. I think our competition's really close. I think there's only, 2 points between first and second and third, and then there was a few of us on the same point, so it's really good for us to get another win.
And you haven't played the full season. You've only sort of come back the last couple of weeks, I understand. So what's it like to be back out on court with the girls?
I love being back. I think just being with the girls, everything's so positive, and we're a really tight-knit group on and off the court. So I think that really helps us all enjoy our netball and get the results that we want.
And you had a really nice connection with Chrissy Bryce out there tonight.
Yeah.
What is it, do you think, that makes you two such a strong pairing?
I think just the more that we play together, the more you get that understanding, and Chrissy is so strong under the post, so it's really easy to put the ball into her. So it's really good playing with the son so strong in there and having another solid option.
And what about Claire Iongi? Because she took so many intercepts at the back and just never gave up, even when you were so far in front. What do you make of her as a player?
Claire's really good. She always steps up to the plate. She was in the Waratahs this year, and I think she's just improving with every game. So it's really exciting to have her down the back. And like me too, Claire wasn't with us the whole season, so she's come back and she's really building, which is good.
Okay, so only 3 games left now before the semis. What's the goal in those matches?
So I think the goal is just to play our game and to keep focusing on those little 1%ers. And I think just for us is getting into that top 4 and hopefully getting into the finals. So exciting.
Congratulations on the win tonight.
Yeah.
And good luck for the rest of those matches.
Thank you so much.
That wraps up our round 11 coverage on Bar TV here at the Genea Netball Centre. Tune in next week The under 23s will be later on at 8:40, and we'll have the Opens out on court at 7 p.m. We look forward to having your company then.